I've said this game is unfair in the past, but this is just ridiculous. So, a bit ago, we had a challenge, one of these daily challenges, where we got to use this new card, the High Voltage Current. The thing is, we didn't get to use it, because the first card the opponent drew was all plants get -1/-1. So you lose them straight away. So, the whole thing was pointless. And so I didn't even get to use them because I won it first time, because it was easy anyway. So now, apparently, it's the opponent's turn, which sounds like it's not that bad. But first of all, we're up against Spido, which is already annoying enough, because he's got so many walnuts and stuff. But it gets worse. Look at this! There's one in the amphibious lane. Now, obviously, the obvious solution would be to put down an amphibious character. The thing is, you're forced to use this deck, which has no amphibious cards, not a single one. You literally cannot destroy this high voltage current unless you draw due to damage or the chickening, and the chickening costs 4 brains. In fact, this is only the second time I've drew this card straight away, so this is actually a pretty lucky start. The other games, I had about 10 games of this already. I've tried this about 10 times and I still haven't beaten it. Because I keep trying to destroy his middle high voltage current. And I'll just keep playing potato mines and walnuts and other things. He just spams everything he can to defend him. And while this deck is alright, like all the other decks I've had so far, oh yeah, he always keeps doing that and all. He's like, anything you've got in your deck, he's got a counter to it. It's like they purposely crafted the enemy's deck just to be the complete worst deck for you to go against. Like, you got loads of zombies with 3 health, he has to do 3 damage. Stuff like that. But anyway, I think it might actually be easy now, which isn't going to do my point justice. But imagine that by now, the enemy, if I hadn't, did 2 damage to him, he would have something with 3 attack in the amphibious lane right now, and I would have lost an extra 6 health. Right, in fact, he'd be doing more damage. So, right now, I would probably be less than 10 health if I kept him in the amphibious lane. Still having some problems here, because as you can see, there's a lot of expensive stuff in this deck. This is the problem with pretty much every single deck that's pre-made in this game. All of the pre-made decks are way too expensive. It's so rare to draw something you can use on the first turn on these decks, and there'll be so many gaps, so many times when you just can't play anything. They're really badly crafted. But I guess that leaves creativity for, like, you, the actual player, to make your own decks. But when you're forced to use them, you can't really make that argument. Also, he has a tough beats, which, I mean, fair enough, this isn't supposed to be easy, you can use it, but you can imagine that could be really annoying, especially because there's going to be something in the amphibious lane and all that. Now you've got 2 things with massive damage to deal with, and that's got armoured. Oh, that would have been really nice a bit ago. The Wannabe Hero would be a good card to use in this, but you lose so much health at the beginning of the game, and it's not like you can do something to stop it. If you play as defensively as possible, by the time you have Wannabe Hero, you will almost definitely have less than 10 health, no matter how careful you are. So, it's very hard to actually use him, like, well. See, I think I've lost. Just like that. Unless I block, I've lost. Oh, you see, that's just the extra thorn in the side. Just puts down walnuts to block everything. Well, by a miracle, we actually blocked that. There's a minute chance we will not die. We actually might not die. Watch him just pull like just do something damage, or just put something that does 2 damage in that. Like, what did I say? Yeah, this is completely unbalanced. Plants vs Zombies Heroes has no playtesting, I swear. Like, I'm still gonna play it, I admit, because it is a fun game, but Jesus, they don't. I know that these are daily challenges. They have to make one every day, so they can't playtest them that much. But did they even playtest this? Like, did they even play it once and realize how unfair it is? I just don't get it. I don't know how this could get past, like, how no one could think, maybe this is a bit difficult, maybe this is a bit unfair. Yeah, that's the thing. It's not even difficult, it's just unfair. Like, it's not hard, it's luck. And while this game always had a bit element of luck in it, it's never been this big. You have to do 2 damage on the first turn, otherwise you're screwed. You have to have get as many dancing zombies as possible to flood the field, because they'll always have more cards on the field than you unless you get those. You always have to have zombies with the right costs, when half your deck costs 5 brains or more. And you got so many tricks that require you to have loads of zombies on the field, but you can't get loads of zombies on the field because he keeps killing them too quickly because he's got too many things to kill them with. And you're a crazy zombie hero, so your zombies don't have much health. And on top of that, every time you're about to kill a certain plant that's causing a lot of trouble, he'll just put a walnut in front of it. He's always like 5 turns ahead of you, and you can never catch up unless you get the perfect start. I can only imagine that is how this got past any playtesting. That whoever playtested it must have gotten the perfect run through with no problems at all. Anyway, that's enough of my rant.